Welcome, language learners from all around the globe, to Listen Up, the podcast that takes you on a captivating voyage through the English language. Whether you've just started your journey or have been navigating the intricacies of English for some time, this podcast is designed to be your trusty compass, guiding you towards fluency and unlocking the wonders of English. I'm your host, Karen, a passionate traveller and an experienced teacher of English as a second language. Join me as we embark on an exciting expedition filled with British history read by a native speaker. Together, we'll conquer the challenges and celebrate the victories of learning English as a foreign language. Each episode of Listen Up will immerse you in a variety of topics, from aspects of British culture, history, and literature. We'll explore useful vocabulary that will empower you to communicate confidently in English. If you want to read along with the podcast, head to my website www.onepawinthesand.com/ESL. The link is in the description. But this podcast isn't just about learning English in isolation. It's about building a community of language learners, supporting one another, and fostering a love of the English language. I encourage you to engage with us through my Patreon page, where you can connect with fellow learners, ask questions, and share your own language journey. So, whether you're sipping tea in Tokyo, walking the streets in Sao Paulo, or studying in a bustling cafe in Berlin, Listen Up is here to accompany you on your quest for English fluency. Join me as we embark on this transformative expedition, where language becomes an adventure and your dreams of effective communication become a reality. Today's episode is called End of Traditional Life. In the middle of the North Atlantic Ocean, there is a faraway group of islands with a long history and a story of people living alone. These islands are called St Kilda. They are 40 miles away from North Uist. The story is about the last 36 people who lived there. They chose to leave their old home, and this was a big change after hundreds of years of being by themselves. For a long time, the people of St Kilda lived away from others. They had to deal with tough weather and a hard life. But even with these problems, they found their own way of surviving. They hunted seabirds, such as puffins and gannets, and also grew food and fished. They had their own traditions, language, and life that was different from others. The people depended a lot on the environment around them, but the modern world was coming closer, and it was hard to keep their old way of life. Around the early 1900s, the people of St Kilda had more and more problems. They couldn't find enough food from hunting birds, and growing food was tough too. They also didn't talk much to the mainland, so couldn't rely on them for extra food. The islands didn't have a lot of things they needed, and this made the people sick. Because of these problems, the people decided to leave St Kilda. On this day, 29th of August, 1930, the last 36 people said goodbye to their old home. This was a big change for them. They left behind their old way of life and started a new life on the mainland. When the last people left, it was a very sad time, but this wasn't the end for St Kilda. In 1986, St Kilda became a special reserve. It's one of the 5 special World Heritage Sites in Scotland. Today, St Kilda shows others how strong people were and how nature is important. The National Trust for Scotland takes care of the islands. They keep the old sites safe and take care of the animals and plants. When people visit, they can see the old village, the stone storage places called cleats, and the old ruins. This lets them think about the big choices that changed St Kilda's story. And that wraps up another episode of Listen Up. I hope you enjoyed learning about my topic today and practicing your English. Remember, the exploration doesn't have to end here. If you have any lingering questions or want to continue the conversation, I've got some great opportunities for you. First off, I offer private lessons for those of you eager to expand your knowledge further, whether it's practicing today's subject or exploring other topics. I'm here to guide you on your English journey. Reach out to me through my website or social media platforms, and let's embark on a personalised learning experience together. I have been involved with training people for more than 10 years. I've been teaching English as a second language for over a year, in which time I have taught over 500 students, many of whom are regulars. But wait, there's more. If you're a devoted fan of Listen Up and want to show your support, consider joining our Patreon community. Your contribution directly helps us bring you more episodes and maintain the quality of our show. Your support truly means the world to me, and we couldn't continue this podcast without you. So whether you choose private lessons or Patreon, or both, I look forward to staying connected and exploring the fascinating realms of English as a second language together. Thank you once again for joining us on Listen Up. Until next time, keep practicing.